Oh, hi there, everyone. Welcome to another Cardwell's Cauldron here at Geektopia Island. I'm Cardwell.
And I'm Kevin.
And of course, we have a new fun little deck here of the new good old set release and all that fun stuff and rotation. But first, before we get into that, go ahead and remind you that we do have a Patreon. It only takes $1 to support us, and we just maneuver some tiers there. Hopefully, it'll be more acceptable and more tantalizing, I guess, for the help and stuff. And of course, we always love you for your support and watching the videos. Now, this deck's already been out for months even before rotation, but I kind of want to solidify it and put it down and make it better because there's a lot of new cards that kind of help with it. And of course it has to deal with Flash, Savior of the Universe, and that's the name of the deck because, you know, all Flash dudes. And of course it has to be Simic, but there's some awesome guys flying in with this one for sure. And of course the first guy is a Spectral Sailor. He's just a classic one drop 1/1 flash flying, and if you want, pay 4 to draw a card. Seems good.
Yeah, seems epic.
Seems good.
Next up is the Brineborn Cutthroat, a blue and 1 for a 2/1 flash merfolk pirate. Whenever you cast a spell during your opponent's turn, put a 1/1 counter on him.
Yep, he's the semi-star of the deck because, you know, that's what he was usually built around for before rotation. But with rotation, Wildborn Preserver. He's, as if you saw another video, he's gonna be in probably every green deck I made because he's just amazing. 1/1 green, 2/2 flash. He also has reach. And whenever another non-human creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may put X, and when you do, put X 1/1 counters on him. And when your other cheap flash creatures, you know, are cheap, I think you can make him a 5/5, a 6/6, real quick.
Yeah, you just keep making him bigger and bigger because his ability triggers after, like, his ability is there,
yeah.
So you can always get it when you play dude. So you're like, cool, Spectral Sailor, and I have 2 mana left over, I'll just put a 1/1 counter on my Preserver.
Yeah, and now he's a 4/4 with reach and flash. It's ridiculous.
Next other new one we got is the Brazen Borrower. She's 2 blue and 1 for a fairy rogue with flash and flying, and it can block creatures with only flying, and it's a 3/1.
Not too bad.
And it also has the adventure mode, which is petty theft, and a blue and 1 for an instant, return target non-land permanent to an opponent controls to its owner's hand.
Yeah.
So you're like, cool, pay 2, bounce that thing on your turn, and then play this dude as a flash dude, so I just get extra value.
Exactly. Like, bounces any non-land permanent. That's super good. So Planeswalkers, additions, or artifacts, and, you know, enchantments, just whatever that you need to at that time. And if you have 5 mana, then you can bounce something and you get a 3/1. And they don't know what to do with it, to be honest. Because it's actually, at first I was like, why is it mythic? But I've been playing on Arena and it's pretty good, to be honest.
It being an instant and having flash is, like you said, 5 mana at the end of turn is kind of busted with this card. Because you're just like, cool, I have a 3/3 that can kill you now.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, and of course we have to have Frilled Mystic. It's 2 green, 2 blue, 3/2 flash. Enters the battlefield, you may counter target a spell. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Like, with the blue and the creatures, you're able to out-tempo your opponent on their turn. And of course, if they have to fairy, we'll deal with that later. But it's still just really good.
Yeah. Next up is the Nightpack Ambusher. 2 green and 2 for a 4/4 flash. Other wolves and werewolves you control get +1/+1. At the beginning of your end step, if you didn't cast a spell this turn, create a 2/2 green wolf token.
Yeah, so this guy's, like, if he lands and you protect him, you win the game.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah, because he starts making things on your turn. He's like, cool, I make a 2/2. Or at the end of my turn, I make a 3/3
Yeah,
technically.
Technically, yeah. Within the play, he's a 3/3. And if you're able to cast another one, then you just run away with the game, for sure.
And they still trigger that way because they both have flash. So you're just like, cool, I'll play on your turn.
Yeah.
And my turn, they just get cool.
You just get double, and it's ridiculous. Now, of course, with the spells, with blue and green, so there's not really much of the kill variety, so we have to go counters. And I picked these because they're super early game and super cheap. And of course, there's not going to be much control at the moment, so we have Essence Capture. 2 blue instant counter target creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on to one of your target creatures. And if you do this with the Merfolk, then it gets 2 counters, and it's ridiculous. And it gets up there really quick.
Yeah. Next up is Quench, a blue and 1 instant counter target spell unless its controller pays 2.
It's crazy how it is, like, I've been playing and everyone's tapping out constantly. And if they're not tapping out, you play a spell, they try to counter or kill it, now their mana's gone, and then you quench it, you know? It's a very effective, efficient card for all your small flash creatures.
Yeah.
Sure. Now, this one might be weird, but it's very powerful and it's insane. Oko, Thief of the Crowns, or Thief of Crowns. 1 green blue legendary planeswalker. He comes with 4 loyalty for 3. His first one is a +2, so he's already up to 6 for 3. And you create a food token. Okay, seems weird, seems whatever, but you can +1, target artifact or creature, loses all abilities, and becomes a green elk creature, base power and toughness 3/3. To have a beast within on a +1 for a planeswalker is insane. You're just like, you're a big dude, he's small. My artifact that I just made, I get to swing in it with it now. And now, of course, -5, you exchange control of target artifact or creature you control, and target creature of an opponent controls with power 3 or less. Wow, it's power 3 less. I thought that was converted mana cost, so that means even like later bigger dudes can be replaced real quick.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If you're able to land him turn 3, it's almost impossible to lose at that moment, because what he does is he makes your turn powerful as you do everything on their turn. So they have to deal with 2 fronts back to back for sure.
Yeah, that dude's kind of silly. He does that a lot.
Yeah, he does extremely a lot. And to be, like I said, your dude, he's big. Now he's at 3/3. Just get out of here.
Oh, yeah. That's a cool 6/6 you have. It'd be a shame if it was only a 3/3 and did nothing.
It had all ability? No, it doesn't have all. He's an elk now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next up is Sinister Sabotage. It's 2 blue and 1. Counter target spell. Surveil 1.
It's classic.
It's a classic good blue card in this right now just because, like you said, there's no real kill spells in blue-green. There never really has been, because otherwise it'd be super strong.
Yeah.
But it's just a good counter spell.
And on top of my head, I can't really think of any other just counter spells for 3 that actually matter. Like, I mean, there's other ones like, well, there really isn't any crazy rare ones to use at the moment. Now, this is also an offshoot spell that we're going to use is Incubation and Incongruity. It's a split card. Incubation, of course, is 1 Simic, so 1 blue or green. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, and you may reveal a creature card from among them. And then you put them back in the random order on the bottom. But it's to really just be like, oh, I need a flash creature right now that can help out with this. Search it up. Oh, I have it now. Now you know I have it, but are you going to deal with it or not?
Yeah.
And Incongruity is like the best like kill spell. It's 1 green and blue instant. Basically makes something a 3/3 frog lizard.
Yeah, you exile a creature, and then that creature's controller gets a 3/3 frog.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just another 3/3 you have to deal with. And believe me, like 3/3 really doesn't matter as much as you think. Especially with all your other dudes, your smaller dudes getting bigger. Or even like the Brazen Borrower bouncing tokens. I'm just like, I don't care. Just
yeah, and if you have a Nightpack Ambusher, you're just like, cool, I just get to block you all day.
Yeah.
I make a 3/3 block.
Thanks.
Great, thanks. Fantastic.
Yeah, this deck has really been out-tempoing most decks that I've been playing. Especially if you're just like, Cutthroat, counter your stuff, Nightpack, I win. Because they lose steam and tempo after that.
Yeah.
And of course the lands, we're just going with 24 lands, and the classic has Temple of Mysteries and Breeding Pools. And I really miss the buddy lands for sure. Like it's insane how slower the format's becoming. But then of course just forests and islands, so
it's pretty simple.
That's all you need. And at the moment, of course we don't do any sideboard because we don't know what the layout of your town and your place and your people are gonna be. So of course with blue-green, there's just more counters. That's all specific counters for the decks that you're fighting, that you know you're going to fight. And with that is a the classic Flash deck that everyone's probably building, but this is my take on it. Especially with the Oko and the good old Incubation. And maybe the Preserver too. I don't know if many people are playing with that guy, but that guy's so good.
They should be. That dude is real good.
He's insane. Hopefully you enjoyed your stay here at Geektopia Island. The deck list will be down below if you want to see it. And hopefully you enjoyed your stay. Goodbye.
Later. Also, guys, I just remind y'all to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all our future content, make sure you click that bell. It'll give you all the notifications you need.
With that, we'd like to go ahead and give a big thank you to all our fans that support us through the year, and especially our Patreon support people. We do like to give a shout out to our Mythic and Above supporters, and that would be Dwayne Higgs. Thank you very much. We love you.